And good morning on this midday Monday. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Broad scale picture here. What we can see is some other tropical systems. And this is one of them that's coming off the coast of West Africa. This is, of course, the leftovers or remnants of Tropical Depression HENRI, taking a track that's going to take it through the southern part of New England, just flirt with the northern border regions with a little bit of shower activity and maybe an isolated thunderstorm there. And we're still holding very, very closely where we could see some minor flooding still to infrastructure down in the very southern areas around the Route 9 corridor and points south. New England is, southern parts of New England is generally the area recipients of seeing some additional showers as an upper level low is captured HENRI, and this is all forecast to work its way and projected to work its way out to sea. Here's a little closer look at the upper level system that's located here in southern parts of New York, eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey. And this is going to be taking a track again across southern parts of New England and out to sea. Its northernmost, this wraparound moisture is going to get up into the southern areas of Vermont, and that's what we're looking at in current temperatures. You can kind of see what we're seeing right now, and dew points are pretty high as well. Not too far off, between 65 and 70 degrees, and this very heavy moisture-laden remnants of Tropical Storm HENRI, and you can see here even spinning up a tornado warning for parts of eastern Massachusetts, a little bit anomalous there. Some of that moisture is kind of working its way up the Connecticut River Valley, but it's the southern four counties that are going to see the most showers. Northern areas are going to be relatively dry today, and that's going to continue tonight with HENRI and its remnants heading out into the east. Looking at the European incrementals, we can see this is valid 5 o'clock tonight. This is HENRI. It's going to be making that push, looks like mostly late today and into the overnight period. And HENRI basically moves on out. And that's going to be replaced again with some widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with this little batch here. This is valid about 2 o'clock tomorrow at 2 p.m. Tuesday. And then that winds on down during the evening. We get a dry day, it looks like on Wednesday. Maybe just a little bit of a threat in the far northeast kingdom. I'm going to rule that out right now. And then as we get into Thursday, a little better chance for showers and thunderstorms associated with this area of low pressure. And this is going to drag a cold front. And out ahead of that cold front, we're going to see some shower and thunderstorm activity. Probably scattered in nature and more time-wise, more spent basically in the afternoon and early evening hours. And that's where you see a little more of a flare-up right there. And then eventually some drier air and a lot of clearing skies begins to work into the region during the night once we get into Thursday night. And then much cooler conditions with this frontal boundary, kind of a secondary frontal boundary with an area of higher pressure, 1028 hectopascal. And that's going to push in and give us some drying conditions on late Thursday night into Friday. Those dew point temperatures are going to make pretty dramatic fall, and it's going to feel very refreshing and much cooler, but not before a warm front's going to push right back in. And this warm front, you can see it kind of setting up now, bumping up against that area of higher pressure. That's going to produce some more precipitation, it looks like, on Saturday afternoon and into the evening hours. Beyond the period, we're going to continue with that kind of mode of scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the period there, beyond the period, I should say, and then continuing as it looks now into Tuesday. Centered on Montpelier, here's the GFS ensemble. And what we can see here is the convection, mostly in southern parts of Vermont here. This is centered on Montpelier. Then some drier weather, and then a couple more shots of convection as we get into basically Thursday. And then a little bit of a drying out period for Friday, and maybe a little bit into Saturday before more convection begins to work on in. Looking at the total QPF from the Jeffs model, we can see this is a half-inch and 1-inch amounts, and you can see that we're generally center-lined on about 0.25 of an inch. That next uptick below 1/2 inch. So we're looking at a period of below normal precipitation as it looks right now. Precipitable water looks like this, and it's at its highest 1.8 inches. We drop that down, and then we're going to raise that back up and then drop it down again, and you can see the oscillation pattern there. Looking at convective available potential energy, what really stands out here with the higher amounts is really what we're going to see on Thursday. This is going to be Wednesday. It's going to be a relatively dry day, even though we have instability. It looks like things really do pop, especially as we get into Thursday, and with Thursday's potential threat of some strong thunderstorm activity in the area. Weather Prediction Center, total QPF, we're looking at around a ½ inch. This is a ¼ inch, so a little bit less here, a little bit more to the north, a little bit more to the south, and this is the remnants of Tropical Storm HENRI. Looking at temperatures, Climate Reanalyzer, what you can see there is the warmest weather basically in eastern Canada, stretching into a good portion of the U.S., although fairly neutral up to the north and west of Canada. We're looking at the cold region there, anomalous cold, and then up in the Arctic it's kind of more or less hodgepodge with some real warm weather in parts of Eurasia. Temperature scheme looks like this, so we see some pretty warm weather for Wednesday and Thursday, and then that cold front will lower the temperatures, really cool things off a little bit, and then we start to make that slow moderation in temperature. The way dew points look, very similar to precipitable water, of course, and kind of staying in that sort of 65-degree dew point mode, occasionally getting up closer to 70 degrees with the pulling out ahead of the cold front. And then what we're looking at is the drop-off with much cooler air beginning to work into the region as we head into the late part of the week and the early part of the weekend. Temperatures are certainly above normal for this time of year, running about 6 degrees above normal, and that's the next 5 days of maximum high temperatures. And about 3 days later, we continue in that mode. Looking at the tropics, a couple things the National Hurricane Center is targeting. This is, of course, not going to affect us. This is about a 30% chance of a tropical cyclone in the next 5 days down in the sort of western, southwestern Caribbean basin. Pretty low, getting down pretty low there. And then this is more important for us, but probably not going to affect us as it will recurve out to sea, but there's about a 30% chance of a tropical cyclone south and east of Bermuda. That was longer term. This is the near term, 0%. And basically, not a whole lot going on, 0%. And I'll leave you on this note. This is the European 51-member ensemble. And what we have here is HENRI. I would ignore this. This is not being picked up by the National Hurricane Center, just an area of low pressure that's going to be tracking off to the north and east, safely off the coast. But this is where we're going to see HENRI head out to sea. And then we have this easterly wave coming in off the coast of West Africa. And then this system developing south and east of Bermuda, something to watch down the road eventually. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.